can really take advantage of it.
Right. Geo, quick question. What are some of the challenges that most businesses face when it comes to public relations and marketing strategies?
I think, and especially for small and stage 2 companies, and that's...
What do you mean by stage 2?
When you're talking stage 2, you're looking at folks that are anywhere from 10 to, say, 50 employees. They're doing $1 million to $10 million in business.
What's stage 1?
Startup.
Okay.
You're really looking at, a single person or somebody who gets up to that 5 to 10 employees. They're doing between $100,000 and $1 million, depending on their business type. Most businesses fall into the small business category, most businesses in America. And one of the things they struggle with is they know how to do their business.
Right.
An accountant is very good at numbers.
Right.
An attorney is very good at the law. But when it comes to marketing that particular business and getting the word out about them,
right.
A lot of them, and this even goes to folks who start manufacturing businesses. A lot of folks that left the Kennedy Space Center and NASA after the retirement of the shuttle had great skills. They had very unique skills that they could put into place into businesses, become consultants or designers and engineers. However, that's what they knew. They didn't know how to take that ability and go out and sell it and promote it. And that's the biggest challenge that they have, is being able to find the right vehicles, the right words, the right image, everything that they need to present to grow their brand and business is their biggest challenge. And it's the time factor too. Right. Doing your business requires 24/7 attention.
It does. That's why I know I'm so surprised when I get up in the middle of the night and I have an idea, or I start typing, or I have something that comes to me, and I see so many people that are up my time. You really do. As a business owner, you put so much time and effort into it. And that's another question I want to ask you. I wanted to, it went right out of my head. I wanted to ask you about, how long of a time does it take to, let's say, rebrand someone in a smaller business, a stage 1, let's say? It's does it depend upon the position, if it's medical or entertainment or store owner? Does it depend upon?
I don't think it depends on the business type. I think it depends on the way that they go about developing their brand. Right. What is their audience market? Who is interested in the services or the products they provide? Right. It really is a matter of getting an understanding of who you are. Right. What are your values? What do you promote as far as a company brand goes? Are you community conscious? Are you a user of sustainable sources? Do you promote ethical values when you're in your business, and how does that brand then translate into what people are looking for? Right. It really is it's a tough thing to wrap your head around when you're trying to get that next thing to market. Right. How do you do that? Well, that's where you have somebody come in and you look at an opportunity to, and as we do, we look at that opportunity, we say, okay, here's what we see as those great things about you, and here's how we're going to get your name out. Here's how we're going to grow your brand and grow your business. And we spend a lot of time. A lot of time is built at the front end, right? Developing the content, right. The image. Once we can get going, then we can start moving forward with that, and it becomes not automatic, but it becomes more methodical, right? Because we kind of have built the base up for that business. And I must say that when you and I had first met, I was so enthralled with your advice because I wasn't seeing it. And I think a lot of people don't see what they're doing wrong or what they could be doing better on. And you kind of pointed that out to me, and I took your advice and I literally ran with it. I think within a matter of 2 days, I had a new website. Right? That's great. Yeah, I saw Thanks that. To Mr. Robert Green. God, I love him. He just revamped that whole thing and did it. And when I showed it to you, you were like, wow, such a huge difference. So that's so important. I think
everybody needs to call you and to try to get an appointment with you. Just talk to this guy because he really does see what you don't see. I didn't see it. I really, truly did not. I thought I was doing so wonderful, and no, I wasn't. You really, ever since I made that decision to go solo, go independent, change my website, do what I had to do, so many wonderful things have come to me.
That's great to hear.
Literally, it was wonderful advice that you gave, and I'm very grateful to you for that. I am. You and Mr. Green, Robert Green, he's a wonderful, dear friend. But really, you need to call Geo Ropert. And Geo, please give your phone number again for our listeners.
It's 205-3155 in the 321 area code. So 321-205-3155, or they can find us at ropertandpartners.com. And, you talk about the wanting to help. That is something that, really is at the heart of any of us who do public relations. And because we do this, I carry a national credentials of accredited in public relations. And part of that is adhering to ethical standards. A lot of people hear public relations, or they see PR and they hear about the spin that the PR people are putting on a story,
right,
or an incident or a person that goes on. Those of us who are in the industry, who have been for a while, who carry those kind of credentials, are very much ethical business operators. I have stepped away from clients who wanted me to do some things that to me were not up with my values.
Right.
They weren't. I was not able to tell the truth. I know how it is to protect a brand, and I will work very hard to protect a brand if warranted.
Right.
But I'm also the first one who's going to tell a company, hey, listen, your crisis is caused by this, and what you do is you have to own up to this and make good and work on building your brand and getting that trust back.
There are some public relations people. Okay, this is made up, but anyway, I love him to death. Ray Donovan on Showtime. He's also in public relations. Have you ever seen the show?
I have not.
You have to watch it. He's a great guy. But he takes care of, after somebody does horrific crimes, he comes and cleans it up and takes care of it. But I'm not saying you're like that. I'm just saying that's what I think of when someone tells me about public relations. I think of Ray Donovan from Showtime. Anyway.
No, we are.
You're not Ray Donovan.
No.
Okay, you don't carry a bat and you drive around with $3 million in your trunk. Okay.
Last time I checked, I think I have $3 in my glove compartment. But that's probably about all the cash I carry right now.
So tell me, we live in a very trending society. What are some of the trends you're following?
One of the things that we're really watching now is especially for businesses, is video. It's where everything is at. If you go online right now, you are more apt to watch a video than you are to look at a photo, and you're a lot less likely to just read something if it's via text or via print. And so people are really looking for ways to energize their videos.
Right.
There's a lot of ways to do that. You can do it with some very low-cost editing platforms. Your phones and your tablets have editing capabilities that can make it actually easy. And even the platforms like Facebook and the others,
Twitter, Instagram, all
are giving you ways in which you can create those videos. But investing in time in video is great, whether that be your executive or you as the business owner telling your story, sharing information, news about products and services that are debuting. If you've got a satisfied customer who records a video and says, hey, I want to tell everybody about this experience I've had.
Right.
What a great way to be able to enforce your message, especially by second party. That is, there's no better way than somebody else saying how good you are than you saying how good you are.
What advice would you give someone who's not comfortable maybe speaking or being on video to get somebody to kind of pitch for them?
They can, or they can, one of the things that we offer is media training. We help executives and business owners learn how to be comfortable in front of a microphone and a camera.
Right.
Public speaking. The biggest fear of every human being is public speaking.
It's true.
I personally love to do that. I don't have a fear. In fact, I'm more fearful sometimes of one-on-ones than I am to speaking to thousands of people, because when you have that audience in front of you, it's you kind of feed off of that.
Right.
But to most people, getting up and being able to just address them creates terrible anxiety. But what we do is we've got folks who are experienced, not only myself, but other members of our team who are actual former reporters and journalists and those folks who have done the interviews and been on TV and who are very comfortable with that. So they're able to sit down with folks, walk them through how it is, how it's going to happen, what's going to happen, how to even look at the camera and not look at the camera, depending on what you're being interviewed for or who's interviewing you, to the words that you use. Right. You know, making sure that you learn how to speak in sound bites. Right. Because if you ever, watch the news or you watch any kind of thing, you maybe get 5 seconds of what you're trying to say gets actually put into the segment. Right. So if you don't have a very powerful message in 5 seconds, you're pretty much wasted that opportunity. Right.
And I think that's important too. I was at the business summit. Miss Shannon had asked me to come on up to the mic and introduce myself. And, I never heard of an elevator pitch before, and I should have had one. Now I know what it is. Right. I'm being truthful. This is all very new to me. This is like maybe a 2-year new career that I've been doing besides being a Montessori educator most of my life. So it is very important that you kind of get used to speaking publicly, get your ideas very secluded, that what you want to get out there. Are you looking for guests, for a radio person? Are you looking for guest advertisers or sponsors? Get that out there so that that person knows what exactly you want from them. It's hard. It is. It's kind of hard, and it's very strange sometimes to get up and speak like that in front of people. It is. It is for me anyway. Right. It is.
And as most business owners know, it is that opportunity that comes along to speak to a potential client. Right. Whether that be one person or a group of people in the room. And what is really important is having those 3 or 4 key points down cold. Know exactly what you're going to say, so you don't trip up. Right. So that those at least are easy. Because the questions that come out afterwards, you can answer naturally, because those are the things you know. You want to say, hey, I'm such and such, and this is my business, I do this. Then people say, well, tell me more about that. Right. Okay.
And I think if you speak from the heart too, I think if you just speak from your heart and really, if you have passion about what you're speaking about, it'll be okay. That's how I go anyway.
Well, everybody should have passion for what they do. Right. One of the things that we try to do is to promote that passion. Right. To show people that this particular business is a personal business. There are people behind it that are working to make people happy. Right. That can be developing a product, that can be opening their hotel, whatever their experience they're creating. What we're doing is we're helping people to tell those using the right words and the right images and the right platforms. Because not every social media platform is right for every client.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's a wonderful thing. Geo, another quick question. How can businesses take advantage of digital and social media without spending a fortune on advertising? Well, I think we kind of covered that a little bit earlier, but...
We did. Yeah. Everybody needs to have a website. Right. Every business has to have a website. And it's not just an instance of, I've got Facebook or I'm on Twitter. That's fine. People need to know where your home is. Right. And as a lot of businesses are becoming more virtual, right, they may not have a physical location, but they need to have a presence on the web. Mm-hmm. That is so important, because not only that is your marketing tool. That is your home for marketing. Everything that you're putting out there on social media, on blogs, everything that's going out in the digital media, print media. Right. It's always, okay, so what's your website? Where is that information? And your website is the repository for all of your information. It's about you, your products and services. It's the articles that have been written about you, the testimonials that people have posted. Mm-hmm. It's where people go to get information, download ebooks, take webinars, all of that. Right. That is the home base, if you will. Social media is where you use to grow that audience. And that's what a lot of people are using. That's where social media is. A relatively unknown business can garner thousands of people who will like their page, who want to learn more about it, right. Who like their tweets and their posts and their videos. and they want to, that's kind of like the welcome mat,
right,
if you will. People see that, they become accustomed to seeing you, they want to know more, they click, it gets them into wherever you want to send them on your website, and that's one of the beautiful things is that, you can set your website, you can set it up so that the information that you're sharing with a distinct audience goes to a distinct part of your website. You don't send them to your homepage.